We might have to. No, I got
Get it better. Here, you see, and then 71.5.
Too bad.
So the first thing that according to our rules of procedure, I'm sorry, everybody has probably seen this or wouldn't be here otherwise, but I do need to read the text of the notice.
Do we report it?
We don't have it.
Okay, so who's your board member? Me?
What we got for?
Oh, you? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes. He's selected.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I have to read the text of this notice. If you haven't seen it, we can provide a copy for you. But a public hearing will take place at the Brookfield Townhouse, 265 Artworth Road, Brookfield, New Hampshire, November 10 at 5 p.m., which is now, to amend conditions of approval of a site plan that was approved on February 11th, 2025 for Stephen Conley and Dana Ward of 603 Moose Mountain Lodge on property located at 107 Moose Mountain Road, Brookfield. Tax map 30, lot 2, pursuant to an order of the Hillsborough County Superior Court, dated August 26, 2025. So the conditions for reconsideration include hours of operation being 6 a.m. to midnight, and those remain the approved hours of operation, except for outdoor sporting activities controlled by the applicant, which cause noise pollution, which shall end by 10 p.m. The definition of noise pollution will be amended to provide for an objective standard to measure noise and to exempt from this condition trespassers or activities not sanctioned by the applicant. Number 2, the construction of any improvements, including but not limited to archery lanes, a tennis court, a permanent ice skating rink, a ski lift including J or T bars, docks or piers, skate park ramps, pipes, bowls or decks, ski jumps, swimming pools, permanent outdoor movie screens, or zip lines will require a building permit and an amendment to the site plan approval. This condition will be amended to clarify that building permits will only be required for those structures that require building permits under other provisions of the law. Number 3, parking is limited to 92 spaces. The applicant may seek special use permits from the select board to exceed this amount of parking for specific events. Applicant shall submit a plan showing areas outside the parking lot used for parking. This condition will be amended to clarify that the requirement to obtain a special use permit only applies to any expansion of the already approved hours or parking spaces and does not apply to uses approved by the site plan approval. So that is the text of the notice. point, I'd like to hear public comment from the applicant or any other individual. No other public comments? All right. So we don't need to read into the written record any comments. No additional information is necessary. So I'll close the hearing to public comment at this point. We don't need any additional information. Anybody on the board have any questions?
No.
Can we entertain a motion from the board?
Sure. I'll make a motion pursuant to the representations made by council at the June 25th, 2025 hearing on the appeal brought by Moose Mountain LLC of its approval and the August 26, 2025 order issued by the Brookfield County Superior Court. In that case, I move that we amend two of the conditions of approval for the list of uses, starting with the Alpine Slide and concluding with zip line as follows. So condition, sure. Condition of approval number 2, which originally stated hours of operation are 6 a.m. to midnight, and those remain the approved hours of operation, except for outdoor sporting activities controlled by the applicant, which cause noise pollution, which shall end by 10 p.m., shall be amended to add noise pollution shall be measured by an objective standard. Applicant shall not be responsible for noise pollution caused by trespassers or activities not sanctioned by the applicant. Condition of approval number 3, which originally stated the construction of any improvement, including but not limited to archery lanes, a tennis court, a permanent ice skating rink, a ski lift, including J or T bars, docks, or outdoor docks or piers, skate park ramps, kites, bowls or decks, ski jumps, swimming pools, permanent outdoor movie screens or zip lines will require a building permit and an amendment to this site plan approval. So we'd like to amend that with construction of any improvement which requires a building permit under other provisions of the law, including but not limited to archery lanes, a tennis court, a permanent ice skating rink, a ski lift, including J and T bars, docks or piers, skate park, ramps, kites, bowls or decks, ski jumps, swimming pools, permanent outdoor movie screens, or zip lines will require a building permit and amendment to this site plan approval. I further move that we amend 2 of the conditions of approval for the uses of food service, activity-driven, full-service restaurant, outdoor weddings, and food truck as follows. Condition of approval number 4, which originally stated the construction of any structure will require a building permit and an amendment to the site approval, shall be amended to add the construction of any structure which requires a building permit under provisions of the law will require a building permit and an amendment to the site plan approval. Condition of approval 6, which originally stated parking is limited to 92 spaces. The applicant may seek special use permits from the select board to exceed this amount of parking for specific events. Applicant shall submit a plan showing areas outside the parking lot used for parking and will be amended to state parking is limited to 92 spaces. The applicant may seek special use permits from the select board to exceed this amount of parking for specific events beyond those authorized by this approval. Applicant shall submit a plan showing areas outside the parking lot used for parking. I think that's it.
just to, I always like to think a little bit more simply. And to me, the court has asked this situation to come back here so that we can clarify a couple things. One is just to talk about the noise ordinance. We don't have a noise ordinance in town, but basically after 10 o'clock, if there's trespassers, Moose Mountain's not responsible. That's how I read that one. On the original notice, there was a number 2 that's been broken out into basically 2A and 2B, which require a building permit under other parts of the law. And the second part is just the structure. So the first one is things like a rig. The other part is a structure, which is basically a house, building, whatever. So those are the 2 parts there. And the third one, just to me, essentially says if they get a special permit and they want more parking than 92, they have to ask for it when they get a special permit.
It was to clarify that they didn't need to give a special event permit for any use that had already been authorized by the site plan approval.
Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. So those amendments are approved, and they will become part of the record, and I guess at this point it goes back to Hillsborough County.
At this point, we should be done. I can report back to Hillsborough County.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Of course.
That concludes the public hearing. There's a regular meeting of the board at 6 o'clock. So it's in the building next door. If anybody would like to attend. Thank you.
511.